Hi, welcome to Diamond Delight Edibles. My name is Liz if this is the first time you're stopping by, and for the rest of you guys, thank you so much and welcome back. So, what I'm bringing to you today is a demonstration of the LEVO machine. So what I did was I reached out to the LEVO company and I asked them if they would be interested for me to do a demonstration review of their product, and they said, yeah, sure. So giddy up, here we go. I have been eyeing this beauty ever since I got into edibles, because not just because it does infusions for our special herbs, but also because you can infuse literally anything. So any type of oils or basically anything except alcohol. It is not recommended for alcohol, but basically anything else in the world you could do. So beauty products, you can infuse lavenders, citruses, different flowers, like I said, literally anything for your oils for cooking. You can infuse it with garlic, those really nice garlic chili oils. You can infuse those. So it's not just for herbs. It's literally for any type of infusion whatsoever. So again, as I said, if you do beauty products, things like that, if you're a chef, if you do a lot of cooking at home, this is awesome because I said you can do custom infusions of any type of flavoring that you want, or for health benefits, etc. So I was really, really excited to try out this machine. So enough blah, blah, blah. And let's get in to see what we actually have here and what it comes with. So this is the machine. Isn't she pretty? It looks great on your counter, or the sleek design tucks easily away. Your cord has a nice wraparound in the back here, tucks away nice and neatly for you. And turn her on, you push the button over here. And so here's your display. It tells you what to do. So choosing your cycle. So what's great is you can dry your herb, activate it, and make your infusion all in one machine. As well as it has an app for your iPhone or Android phone, so you can run it and change it remotely. And the other really cool thing is you can always change your infusion, the temperature or the time, anytime during your infusion. Whereas the other machines that you use, if you stop it, you've got to start all over again. You kind of, yeah. So this is nice that you can always change it in process, which I thought was a really cool feature. So you've got your cycle button here. You've got your time, so you can always adjust your times. So on here, you'll see when we do pick our infusion, it'll show us our time, our suggested time and temperature, and if you want to change that, you can. So that's what that's for. If you want to unlock the machine or to lock it, you push that button, and then to open the lid, you just press down gently. There, press up, and that opens it up. And there's a release button in here that releases our center pod, and there is a magnetic stir. So the difference also between this machine and your other ones is, I said, this uses a magnetic stir. So what this does is does a high spin penetration, rotation of the oil that goes through your herbs, through your herbs, versus the other machines that literally pulverize your herbs and things like that. So it's bringing into a lot of other things that you may not want in your infusions, like chlorophyll and stuff. So this is supposed to make a much cleaner infusion for us, so just really extracting what we want and leaving all the other stuff behind. So that we only put that in there when we were infusing, not when we were activating or drying. And this just goes back in. Push the release button for it to go back down. And that's it. Close your lid. And then we have our on-off button and our start. And that's it. And then if you're connected by Wi-Fi, it shows you right there that you're connected via Wi-Fi. So I am connected, however, I use my phone as my recording thing, so unfortunately I can't show you the app part, but I will throw some screenshots down here for you to be able to see it. Then what else it comes with is the pod that you use for your herb. It's got a nice silicone secure top. as well as a silicone little thin silicone thing here that goes into the bottom of the pod so that your herb, none of your herb or whatever it is that you're infusing doesn't burn sitting on the on hot metal, and it gives an even heat distribution for anything that you are infusing. And that is there. And got some fun stickers or magnetic stickers so you don't permanently stick them on, but you can have fun with those. App instructions, a quick start recipe guide for you, and then as well as a detailed user manual. And that's everything that comes with the box. As well as you can purchase additional pods if you like, and a silicone freezer safe storage, which each of these cubies here hold up about a quarter of a cup of your infusions. So that's a nice little handy thing. Keeps them nice and fresh. And that's about everything I think for our machine. So for the infusion, what I'm going to be doing is an olive oil, just basic simple olive oil infusion here for demonstration. And as I said, what's really nice about this is that with your herbal infusion, if you want to incorporate rosemary or garlic or chilies or any other type of flavoring to your oils, you can always do that afterwards as well. So very cool. You can also add cinnamon. Basically, the only limitation is your imagination. All right, so I did read over the instructions. I have not done an infusion yet. I do like to do the very first demonstration on camera so that we can actually see how easy it is to use, if it is easy to use, and yeah, kind of I'll run into any issues or problems that you may come across, or let's hopefully it's as easy and simple as the instructions say. Okay, so let's start up. So as I said, what's really cool is you can dry, activate, and then make your infusion. Now my herb is already really dry, so I don't need to do the drying cycle, but I will show it to you on here. So you take your herb. I did put my little silicone rubber thing in the bottom there, and you just want to, you break up your herb. You don't want to go too fine so it doesn't come through the mesh. And these pods will hold up to approximately half a cup. So however much you break down your herb is kind of half a cup is basically what it will hold. You don't want to overstuff it because you need the oil to be able to go through your herbs or whatever it is that you're infusing. So you don't want to overstuff it. And the other thing is you want to make sure is the amount of oil you're using is going to go over the amount of herb or whatever it is you're infusing. You just want to make sure that there is enough to fully go over the amount of herb that you got. So I'm going to place that in there, put on our secure lid here. She's unlocked, so open her up. And there's a spot on here that says place pod here. There's a magnetic strip here that holds the pod to the side. And as I said, when we're drying or activating, we don't put in the magnetic stirrer. So you can just, the base is metal here, so you can just stick it to there so you don't lose it. So we close our lid, and I'm going to choose my cycle, which is activate. So the recommended is 30 minutes at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Now again, you can, if I wanted to make that higher, if I wanted to activate it for a longer time, I would just do that, or lower, obviously go the other way. Or if I wanted to increase the temperature. So with decarbing, you can go higher in temperature, lower in time. You can look that stuff up online, as well as tons of information on the LEVO website that I looked into. So back to my activating, I'm going to keep it at the 30 minutes at the 240. And I am going to hit start. So the machine will automatically lock once it starts, and it tells us it's warming up. And it's going to warm up to the temperature needs be, and then it's going to go into its activate cycle. Now while it's warming up, I wanted to show you a little experiment here to show you about THC. The THC is oil soluble and not water soluble. So what this machine will do is just extract your THC versus all the chlorophyll from your plants. Excuse me. So what I've got here is the lid for my grinder. So as we know, a lot of them will get all caked up like so, and you just can't get that stuff off, right? So what I'm going to show you, so I've got some water here and just a paper towel. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to see which way. Here we go. And I'm going to just try and wipe this off here. And as you can see, there's nothing coming off. Ta-da, right? It's not coming off at all. So now I'm going to use, this is just basic olive oil. Get some on there. And now, see as I rub that, how that's starting to come off? You can start to see through the lid. So as you can see, now THC is oil soluble. Now if I keep going a little bit, this is years of buildup here. If I keep going a little bit longer, I will get that totally cleaned. See, now you can see my finger through there. And here, I'm going to do with the water. And if I go on this side with the water, it's just not going to come off. So you can see the difference. Clean that off now. So you can clearly see the difference there, and how the THC is just oil soluble. It will literally just dissolve with your oil. All right, so I just wanted to show you. So now that this is dried here, you can see how much clearer that side is, and that side looks exactly the same. Wherever we did the water, looks exactly the same. Where we did the oil, and you can even see it with the drip. See how it goes right through? Just cuts right through it. And that's why with this technology, you're just you're just rotating, or at a high speed. The magnetic spinner at a high speed rotates your oil through your herbs and stuff, just pulling out the THC and leaving your chlorophyll and stuff behind. So that is a really cool concept and a different technology versus those other machines. So we're still warming up. I've got to answer that. Alright, so as I said, for the activating, our LEVO is going to warm up to the desired temperature, and once it reaches that, it's going to give us a beep, and then it's going to do a countdown of the time until our infusion is complete. And again, you can always check your infusion on the app online, so you don't have to keep running to the kitchen. So yeah, that's a really cool feature, which I think is really great for some of us lazy people, you know. All right, so I'm just going to keep this running. I just want to hear, we'll show you when it goes into the countdown stage. All right, so I stepped away. So it did say, as I came in, it said activating, and oh, there it is, activating. And then it shows you how much time is left and the temperature that it's at. So if you want to change either of those, you can easily do that once it's on screen here. So if I wanted to reduce the time, I can just do that during. Or if I want to increase the time, I can without affecting my start of my activation. So that's a really awesome feature there, I thought. And cool, it works. All right, so we're going to leave that activate. We got about 28 minutes, and we'll be back to see when that's done. All right, so our activation is complete. It shows us our activating is complete, and there's the screenshot of how it will look on the app. And the machine unlocks. So now we are ready to add our oil, or whatever it is that you're infusing. Like I said, you can pretty much do anything except alcohol. So I'm going to pour this in here. I probably should have put the magnetic stirrer in first. So you just want to set it in the center. Yeah, definitely put the magnetic piece in first so you don't get your fingers all oily. Yeah, well, silly move on my part. And my oil has covered my my herb completely here. I've got the pod set up right here, like I said, place pod here, place that in there, and now we are going to close the lid, and we are going to set it for, go to our cycle, and we're going to infuse. So I'm going to infuse. So you can either check on the app, there's the calculator to show how long you want to select for your infusion. So I want to do 2 hours at 165. You want to do it, I believe, let me just verify the olive oil, so just verify the olive oil number, sorry, 1 second. All right, so I checked with the application, sorry. For olive oil and flour is 2.5 hours between 160 and 175. So I always like to stick to the lower end of the heat just to make sure that nothing does burn, just as a precaution. But you can go anywhere between those temperatures. So I am going to set it for my time, just gonna increase it to 2.5 hours. And I'm just gonna increase that to 160. And I'm going, so once I'm happy there with everything, I am going to hit infuse, and the machine is started. And you can hear that's how loud it is. That's it. I'm going to pull the mic close to it for you. That's how loud it is. I like that. So that is going to go for my time. The time will continue to show and count down here. And again, on the application, I can change that temperature at any time that I want. If I want to make it longer or shorter, I can change the time as well. So if I want to go out and do some shopping right now, I can do that and make any changes. Oh, actually, I think you probably have to be on the same Wi-Fi. So no, I do believe you may have to be within the same vicinity because you got to be on the same Wi-Fi. So never mind that idea. So you can go hang out in your bedroom, play your games, and keep an eye on your infusion there on your time and make any changes that you like. So we'll be back in about 2.5 hours here to have a look at our infusion. This is so cool. I love it. It's so pretty. All right, so our infusion is complete. So now to dispense, you just push this button. Wow, I'm impressed. I am getting pretty much exactly the amount of oil that I started with without me having to squeeze and manually push out all the excess that gets usually caught in our herb. So I started with a 1/2 cup, and it's gonna be a little warm, I gotta be careful. And as you can see, I finished there with a 1/2 cup. Very cool. See the color now? I'm gonna get, hold on. Just gonna get some regular of the olive oil that I started with so we can do a color comparison here. All right, so this is the color of the olive oil that I started with. And then now this is our infusion. Isn't that nice? Look at, no green. That's kind of awesome. Oh, and it smells so nice. Like, you don't get all that chlorophyll, that heavy chlorophyll smell, but you get that really nice smell that you do like. Wow. Seriously, man, I am impressed. And I'm not just saying that because they gave me the machine. I am truly, truly impressed. All right, now also cleanup is awesome. You just want to wait for your machine to cool down. And once it is cool, it's not cool now, so I'm not going to take it right out just yet. But you push your button to release your pod, the inside, and you can put both those items into the dishwasher. And that's all there is for cleanup, which is really sweet. And it's nice that it can go in the dishwasher or just wash it by hand. And that's it. Put your pod back, the center piece back when you're done. Make sure it's fully dry and you're good. Look at that. Now I cannot wait to put this on some chicken legs that I'm going to be cooking up for dinner, and I'll have to let you know how those turned out. So all in all, seriously, I really do love this machine. It did not disappoint me at all. About the only negatives that I could say about it is about the amount of herb that it does hold. I do wish that the pods were either bigger or that you could add multiple pods. And that's really about the only thing I can, on the negative that I can say about it. I love the ease of it. I love the look of it. And like I said, the cleanness and the fact that I get out the amount of oil that I started with, which that very rarely ever happens with the other machines, or when I do the old-fashioned crock pot method, or whichever method that I do. So all in all, I would give this guy a 9 out of 10 for my personal review on that. I do love it, and we'll be doing lots of recipes using this in future. And what I'm excited about for being able to use it is because there's a lot of recipes that you guys have asked for. A few of it's been glycerin. I never had any intentions of ever making 2 cups of glycerin, although I'm happy to do a half a cup infusion to do some experiments with glycerin infusions for for people who do use glycerin, as well as being able to experiment and do a lot of different beauty products and health products, balms and lotions that I did want to get into. But again, making things on larger quantities is just not cost effective for me, and this now makes it super cost effective. So awesome. All right guys, so that is my little demonstration review for you on the LEVO. If you have any questions at all, any comments, please don't hesitate to put them over you know where. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your love and support, and thanks again. Have a great day.